सो अभी कुछ अर्सा पहले आई वाज रीडिंग अबाउट कि आई थिंक यूनिसेफ की शायद रिपोर्ट थी कि तकरीबन कोई 22.5 मिलियन बच्चे अभी भी स्कूल्स नहीं जा सक रहे। और ज़रा आप लोग तकरीबन 50 साल ऑलमोस्ट होने वाले हैं। वेयर डू यू सी द रोल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट? बिकॉज ज़रा वो एक जनरल डिस्कशंस तो होती हैं, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस भी होती हैं, बट ज़रा आपने तो एक पूरा डेकेड्स मेरे ख्याल से इस पूरी चीज़ को देखें। वेयर डू यू सी दैट? बिकॉज आई थिंक ऑफ द कैमरा भी हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट कि जी बजट में पैसे नहीं जा रहे, बिकॉज दैट्स द परसेप्शन आई थिंक कि जी वो आर्मी के पास चला जाता है या डिफेंस में, द बजट इज़ देयर, बट वो एफिशिएंसी और वो वाले जो मसाइल हैं सारे।
So yeah, I was bilkul, we were having this discussion off camera, and like the general view is कि जी education budget बहुत कम है, and actually I think it's the issue is not कि बहुत कम है, the issue is कि budget सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहा. Just on the way here, actually, I googled what is the average education spend per child in Pakistan. It was different for different provinces, but it was, and I won't say kisme kam hai, kisme zyada, it's data's online, but it was somewhere between like 21,000 rupees to about 35,000 rupees per child. This is how much the government is spending on education per child in Pakistan. Now, जो private sector है, we are, हालांकि लोग कहते हैं कि private schools महंगे हैं, लेकिन we are actually charging much less than what the government is spending per child. हमारी even Beacon House के अंदर, which is comparatively, ठीक है, it's by Pakistan, it's a medium upper sort of fee-tier school, I suppose, but our fee-tier in Beacon House is below 20,000 rupees in most cases, which is less than the amount that is being sent by the least spending province in Pakistan on a per child basis, with the highest being around 30,000 plus. So अगर आप ये देखें कि the government in some provinces is spending 50% more to try to educate children than what private schools are charging, even at the somewhat higher end. That's an alarming situation. तो मुझे देखिए उस चीज़ से ये, on the one hand it's disappointing, on the other hand there's also some it gives some light at the end of the tunnel that perhaps Pakistan has enough money to deal with the issue. अगर पैसे ही नहीं होए to deal with the issue, वो तो एक बहुत major issue होता है. But so perhaps we have the resources to deal with the issue, but our approach is wrong. अब government का I mean मेरे personal opinion में तो there are various challenges. I think हमने सारों ने सुना होगा of ghost schools and ghost teachers. There's a lot of infrastructure spending that happens on schools, money that's being donated by foreign donors. कभी कभी आपको बहुत शानदार schools मिलते हैं, लेकिन उनके अंदर जो education outcomes हैं वो बहुत बुरे होते हैं. I mean, कभी कभी आपको physical buildings तो बहुत शानदार मिलती हैं, even better than private schools, लेकिन the quality of education is zero. कभी कभी आपको बिल्डिंग्स ही बहुत बुरी कंडीशन में मिलती हैं बिकॉज उनकी कोई मेंटेनेंस एंड अपकीप नहीं हो रही होती. A lot of times you have teachers who are perhaps not teaching but yet are on the payroll, और उनकी attendance सही नहीं है, उनकी monitoring सही नहीं हो रही. So all these things are coming together to lead to the education crisis in Pakistan. I mean, my personal opinion is that the private sector should be engaged more. Honestly, the private sector is more than happy to do a lot of work just to help the country out purely on a CSR, social responsibility basis. Naturally, all educationists, get into education because they have sort of a social impact. They want to make a social impact. And there's no better way of doing that than this. I think if the government engages with the private sector more, perhaps we can work together to actually better engage the funds that the government already has to give fantastic education outcomes. There are examples in other countries, in African countries, where certain private-public partnership initiatives have been incredibly successful in hugely raising education outcomes, without spending more money. In fact, sometimes spending less
It's
money.
less, exactly.
So if it's possible in Africa, it should be possible in Pakistan. I don't want to take any specific examples because I'm not endorsing any particular project, but there have been very successful cases of doing that.